Alrighty, hello everybody, and welcome to another Wednesday stream of Starfleet Command Orion Pirates Plus mod, except, as has become usual for our Wednesday streams, of Starfleet Command to the Next Generation mod, where we'll basically be showing off what sort of progress we've made as we sort of go through the Next Generation. Hello, Laurendell, welcome to the stream, glad you could make it with us. So we are streaming currently on both Twitch and YouTube, pick whichever one is more preferable to you, and without further ado, let's actually turn on the screen so you can see what's going on, and get ourselves launched off on a final, well, not a final voyage, on another voyage. If we were playing our Gorn campaign, it would probably be the final voyage. Alright, so loading up the TNG campaign, and let's see where we left off. Alright, so we are in friendly space. That's right, we recently brought a Bismarck class, which is a nebula. So we are currently skirmishing, I suppose, with the Klingons. Haven't gotten a whole heck of a lot of progress done, or at least not too much, unfortunately. Still sort of trying to make our way through the enemy space in order to actually start hitting important targets. But in order to do that with the Federation, you need a fairly powerful ship. So let's just do a quick check through of the supply yard, just to make sure we're fully topped off. It does appear that we are so. And let's set out and see what we can actually do with this one. If I sound a little bit breathless, it's because I am. I had to rush around a little bit in order to get things fully ready and managed to show up with like 5 seconds left to spare, so I didn't get a chance to fully sort of calm down. Alright, gonna fight a monster. Red alert. It is an asteroid monster. Nice and easy thing to take care of from the beginning. So this is, of course, our Bismarck class, a nebula, one of our four battlecruisers. It is obviously the worst looking of our battlecruisers at the moment because, well, I couldn't find any other sort of weapon pod sort of nebula that didn't already been taken. We have the Phoenix Nebula, which has the big radar dish on top. Then we have the standard nebula that everybody thinks of, and that has the triangular weapons pod. And then I didn't have a third nebula for the Bismarck. And the weapon pod for this one works. It's just that the model itself is just a little bit not great. So I have been sort of somewhat on the lookout for a new and improved one, but for now, this will sort of have to do. Alright, so way off there in the distance is, of course, our asteroid monster. We don't actually need to get anywhere near it. We can basically beat the crap out of this thing from well beyond its actual effective range. So let's just make sure we get our weapons groups all sorted out as long as we're here and sort of slowly steam our way towards the monster. So first we get all of our phasers, lock that down into group 1. Our photonic torpedoes, lock that into 2. Our plasma torpedoes, lock that into 3. And our missiles onto 4. So a nice big spread of weaponry. Now I suppose technically it's not photonic torpedoes, or at least it shouldn't be, because the photonic torpedoes are archer arrow weapons. So, because this is a plasma torpedo monster, he's completely undefended, has no possible way of defending himself, and basically we can just take advantage by continuing to bombard him from long range with missiles. He has no point defense systems of any description, so every single one of these missiles will hit, and they're quite powerful missiles, so we're just going to hold away at range, wait for him to get killed, and then we'll probably get it nice and close after that in order to start doing some other stuff. Yeah, looks like he's fired all those plasma torpedoes. So now we'll just soar on in here. As you can see, missiles are frighteningly effective. And let's get ready with some plasma. Oh, didn't need the plasma torpedoes. Just a couple of salvo missiles, and that was all that was required to fully clear this aerospace. So, quite a bit of work has been done behind the scenes since the last one. Aside from the file migration being fully now completely complete, because I had forgotten a couple of things, we've continued on our resizing chart, which is a nightmare. And also, several ships needed to be swapped around with variants that they were supposed to be, and kind of got a little bit mixed up in the initial drag over. So we are still missing a Federation fast cruiser and a Federation fire support cruiser, but other than that, we are done with selecting Federation ships pretty much in its entirety. So feeling pretty good about that. Of course, unless of course I can find a new Bismarck class nebula in order to swap that out and get something even better than that. So asteroid-based assault, there will be some sort of defender, and then we'll have to fight the actual base itself. This will require us to actually engage the enemy, rather than just being able to skip all along at maximum range and annihilate them from beyond what they can handle. But we should be able to handle this in relatively short order. At least that's the hope. And we've got a Klingon heavy cruiser. It does appear to be a standard D7. Now, this was something that I actually asked on the Discord about what people thought that we should see, because the D7 is actually still in Deep Space Nine and beyond. It's technically, they're Katingas, but near as makes no difference. Yes, there are small, minor differences between the two classes, but you know what? 90% of Star Trek fans aren't going to know the difference. So I did ask on the Discord what people thought we should do about the Klingon heavy cruisers, if we should just sort of keep them as they are, as, Katingas / D7s, and the response that we got was pretty much, yeah, just don't bother swapping them because the D7s are a common ship type anyway, so that's not like they'd be changing anytime soon because they haven't. They're still in the show. So that actually helps out quite a bit. So for the Klingons, their entire heavy cruiser line is already done, which is nice and handy for us. Also, it makes it a lot easier to sort of size out the Klingons. Your Twitch stream has a tag Mech HQ by mistake? Oh, it must, yes. Let me just blast this guy with everything I've got, and then let me go fix that. I forgot I've got to hit the update key on Twitch. YouTube does it for you automatically, but Twitch does not. So I gotta sort of get used to playing on Twitch and being all set up for that. But thank you for pointing that out, Adam. It was very helpful. Now people will actually know what game we're playing. Alright, so it looks like we've managed to hurt him quite badly. And our aft shields, they're not the most amazing things in the universe, but they should be able to be handled quite nicely. And we'll just slowly kind of come around. Oh, looks like we're going to need to track them in for point defense, because we've already overloaded our point defense systems. But our phasers are about to be fully ready, and they can hurt him quite a bit, especially if we can get around to the bow of the ship. Then we can break into him. Yes, Adam, welcome to the stream. Glad you could make us. Glad you could make us. Glad you could join us. Ooh, missiles, fires and misses, and I could launch a scatter pack. I'm not going to bother. I want to save my scatter packs for, you know, bombarding the asteroid base, because that'll make my life a heck of a lot easier and, you know, faster. One thing we could do, and one thing I'm probably going to try and do, is I want to capture this one. Because if we can start capturing ships more often, then we can, theoretically, make a lot more prestige. And he's already pretty badly mauled. I don't think he's got a whole heck of a lot to hold us off with, does he? He's got 10, so that actually is a fairly significant amount. I will fire everything except the plasma torpedoes and hope that it is sufficient to badly hurt him but not kill him. Now, one thing that we could do is we could set our systems over here in the weapons officer to half power, and that way the Melbourne is a reasonable nebula. What is the Melbourne? I am not familiar with that one. If we set this to half power, we literally can't actually destroy the ship, although we do also lose half of our heavy weapons. Oh crap, phasers. Shoot my own missiles down? No, he's gonna die. Oh good, he captured. Lovely. Alright, so let's slow down. Half power. I would like to make sure that you don't die to this. So this is gonna be a little bit delicate sort of surgery, I suppose, as we pick him apart bit by bit. Actually, we can increase speed time. He's got basically nothing left. We may as well just go full speed and hurt him until he stops becoming a pain in my behind. It's the ship offered to Riker just before Wolf 359. What does the Melbourne look like? That was more the question I was asking. Like, what's the stylistic difference between that and the normal nebula? So we've almost got him down to a sufficient enough, and the missile has run out of propellant, so that's good. I'd like to get a little more. Yeah, no, that'll be good enough. Send on the Marines. So we should capture that one in short order. But well, why? Welcome to the stream, Irvine Satan. No, it's no different? Okay. Yeah, we're looking for stylistically different ones, because we do have the standard weapons pod nebula already. So we're looking for alternative versions with good quality, of course. Honestly, if I could like strip this weapon pod off, increase, like make it a little bit less sort of janky and just plop it onto our other nebula, I'd absolutely do that, but I have literally zero knowledge on how to do any sort of modeling or kit bashing or anything sort of thing. I think we only saw it as debris. The Melbournes was a New Orleans class. We have New Orleans in the game already. They're currently filling in for Federation War Destroyers. They're reasonably effective, too. Alright, so where do we get? I actually have no idea where this guy is, but in general they tend to be on the left side of the map, if not the left upper side of the map. So if we head in this direction, there it is, lovely. So we just need to keep him from getting involved in the battle, and then we'll make a pretty decent amount of cash. Now, it would be nice if we could get, you know, kind of close to this thing, but he's got enough phaser force in order to actually make that to be not exactly the most pleasant sensation. But we're going to get as close as we can and dump our scatter packs on top of him, and that should get us through his defenses and weaken him pretty severely. We're going to have to go home to refill on our missiles, but that ought to work out quite nicely. But we may end up actually breaching the Klingon lines today, which will be a nice change of pace, because we have been kind of struggling with that a little bit. Let's start to slow down, because we don't want to get in there too quickly, mainly because I want to have enough, you know, defenses so that we don't die. Drop our first little shuttle, and activate the scatter pack. He can't shoot them all down. He can try, but he'll fail. You just wait, and wait, shoot down some of them, but now we can launch our second scatter pack, and this will hopefully get even more through, although no promises. Photon torpedoes set to proximity mode. Oh yeah, our weapons are currently not set to allow us to fire at full power. Also, turn off the tractor beams. taking power that we don't need to actually be having missing from the ship. So I would like to hit him with plasma torpedoes. Unfortunately, the only plasma torpedoes we have are plasma Fs, which, well, at a range of 15, they deal 1 damage. So we kind of need to get a little bit closer if we want to make sure that works. But I kind of also want to make sure that I don't get killed, so we don't want to get too close too quickly, because those phaser 4s will hurt us quite badly. 27 points of power in the forward shield, though, ought to be enough actual defenses, although the moment we fire these plasma torpedoes, that's going to drop down pretty considerably, because they do take quite a bit of power. So, and while they're fully charged, they take significantly less power. Hello, John. Welcome to the stream. Glad you joined us. And almost into plasma torpedo. You know what? Fire. Let's see how much we're actually missing from that. Oh, not a lot. Okay, good. So it looks like the plasma Fs aren't actually properly discounted. Oh, wow. They did literally nothing from this far. That is... Oh, because of the attack shift. Of course, that's why that would be. But torpedoes, engage. Okay, we're within 10 range now. I have no power currently being diverted to things that don't matter, so at this point, what I... Ooh, that was a pretty good hit, actually. Okay, 1 point of electronic countermeasure. Plasma torpedo selected. Attack shift is 0. Ah, jumped up just in time, I think. Oh no, that actually got through. Okay, so we're starting to deal a little bit of damage to them. Unfortunately, I can't overload the plasma torpedoes, so there's very little that can be done there. Set our ECCM back down to 0 because there's no point in bothering to mess with that. Ah, the joys of playing the Federation. You have some really interesting, great ship versus ship vessels, but when it comes to actually trying to take on things like this, it's not so great. The Federation is not very good at anti-installation work. Plasma, please. Thank you. So swapping between plasma and photon torpedoes. We just need to cause enough damage to start really hurting them. How many Marines you got? 20. Yeah, that's not going to happen anytime soon. Oh no, 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 leave. Why are you here? Go away. I didn't invite you to this party. I captured it. I want to keep you alive. Don't die, please. No, he's going to die. Great. That's wonderful. Leave. Just shoo. How did you possibly repair your ship? I completely mauled that vessel. I didn't think that it was possible for it to come back. Well, I suppose we're going to have to deal with that. We're dealing 16 damage out of both plasma torpedoes. Just for reference, a single plasma torpedo at proper range, or a single plasma F, will deal 20. So we're not being all that effective with those. But it's the best we can do, unfortunately. We're out of missiles. We use all our scatter packs. We have no fighters. And yeah, this vessel is not really designed for siege work because the close range becomes a bit of a problem. But we'll get it done. Death before Dishonor. Welcome to the stream, Great Mind. Yeah, clearly. Although it looks like he's decided not to start shooting. So there is that. Do you have anything left? Yeah, like I thought. He's got disruptors and that's it. And he's traveling at a speed of 7.5. So if he stopped, he actually could charge one of those disruptors. Not the other one, just the one. Photons. Ah, the joys of sieging his Federation. But at least we're through the armor, so there's that working for us. I just wish I had a sufficient amount of shield firepower that I could actually get in there with my phaser barrages as well. Because that would help out a little bit. Not a ton, but a little bit. Oh, we took out one of the phaser force, and the jump in PPV was rather hilarious. More photon torpedoes, see if you can't disable more things. Gunnery crew is actually doing a fairly decent job of hitting most of those, so that helps out a lot. If we get it down to half health, then we should be able to get in a little bit closer and start really trying to blow things up into little tiny pieces with our closer range weapons, because I think we can possibly take 2. Well, 2 of his phaser force from within range of a plasma torpedo actually being effective. And, okay, let's accelerate. Let's get in a little bit closer. Because I think it's time for us to actually get within range of our plasma torpedoes being effective. The attack shift hasn't gone down enough. Or at least not as much as I'd like it to. So, oh, he's repaired himself enough to start firing disruptors. Excellent job. Maybe Starfleet will reward us even more. Normal photon torpedoes, because we've passed too close to use proximity photon torpedoes, which will double their damage but reduce their accuracy a little bit, so we're going to have to get even closer if we want to get the same sort of reliability. Forward shields are suffering a little bit. Okay, that took care of that. How many Marines does he have left? 13? Yeah, I'm not going to bother. We're just going to blow this thing sky high. A little bit more phaser fire. Oh, no, just very, very tanky. Well, next barrage of phasers ought to be able to take care of it. At least I hope. Anyway, we could be stuck here for a while. No. There we go. Not exactly easy, but it is done successfully, and we managed to capture the Klingon heavy cruiser there. So that's a nice little pickup. Should help out a little bit with the cash. That way we can earn much, much more, much faster, or at least as fast as we possibly can, because please. 364 is not as much as I was kind of been hoping for. We are up to Empire Defense of 5. Ooh, almost taking it. So we're getting kind of close on that one. Convoy Escort, no thank you. I will avoid whenever possible, because convoy escorts tend to pitch you up against not impossible odds, but it doesn't pay you enough to try and want to fight those. Oh, great. Exactly what I didn't want. I wanted to capture this thing. So, it's only Klingons. Well, no, it's not only Klingons anymore. There's Federation people in there now. Alright, red alert, let's get on the speed. The Hydrons are with us, the Galant and the Sovereignty. The Hydrons haven't actually received any ship changes whatsoever. They're relatively low on the list, mainly because I don't have any ships to replace them with, which is a little bit of a concern. Because I don't know what I would be swapping the Hydrons out for. Several people have suggested the Dominion because, you know, purple works with purple. Wait, what are you? Hang on a sec. What are you? You are a... Courier? FDW. Okay, never mind. I thought I was going to be excited, but no. So, I have no, like, replacement faction species ships for the Hydrons because the Dominion models that I have are terrible. Like, really, really bad. Aside from the Bug Fighter, all of them are awful. And it's really kind of bugs me a little bit. I didn't mean to use that pun, but hey, I'm going to stick with it. But yeah, it bugs me a little bit because I was kind of hoping to do something for everybody. But at the moment, I don't have anything for them. So with any luck, I'll come up with something sometime soon. Either that, or they may just end up, like, continuing as whatever they are. And they'll just be removed for Phase 2. Okay, these fighters have got to die. They're too close, which means I'm not capable of using my real defensive weapons on them. Whew, most of our shields have been destroyed. Yeah, as you can see, the battlecruisers have not yet received their resizing pass. I'm working from the opposite direction of the fleet screen. So they are just a little bit too big for what they're supposed to be. They're going to be coming down pretty considerably, I think, anyway. Maybe not, actually. Because you gotta remember that TNG ships are much larger than you might otherwise imagine. Missiles, please? Oh, 4 is missile stuff. We'll give him a little bit of that, see if we can't get him to back off slightly. But we would like to destroy this heavy war destroyer sometime soon. That way we don't have to worry about them. Although, given that all of our shields, save for our front shield, have been nearly destroyed, it's kind of amusing, because we need that front shield for the siege that we're going to be doing on that starbase. Good job! You actually used the weapon at the proper range. That works out beautifully. Okay, we need to come up with a way to hit him like a truck and not get killed. So we're going to set up a hold beam and a high energy turn. We're going to dive on top of him with plasma torpedoes. That ought to work out. Also because it'll get my best shield towards him. Although we are going to be vulnerable to him in very short order. For obvious reasons. Hi! Oh, that was a good hit. Managed to nail him quite heavily with a lot of weapons. Teamwork made the dream work. Okay, increase speed time. Alrighty, let's start preparing another scatter pack. That way we can be prepared for this base that I wanted to capture intact, which apparently is off over in this direction. There it is. Oh good, it's actually one we can take. In fact, this one they can take without any trouble. So this is a fairly small base station. It'll have like 4 phaser 4s, I think, or something like that. Less even? Maybe 6. I'm gonna bet 6. It is 2, 4, 6. Yep, 6. So we can take this on. Even easier now because this time we've brought a pair of dreadnoughts with us. So with the dreadnoughts, all things are possible. And also his point defense systems kind of suck. I mean, yeah, he's got, what, 2, 4, 6... Yeah, 6 phaser 3s and an AMD. But if we really wanted to, or if, you know, we were a missile-inclined race, we could probably break through that without too much trouble. So he's launched his fighters, and the fighters have done basically nothing before being mostly destroyed. Lovely. And I'm not going to bother with the missiles. My missiles won't get through. We only have 2, so it's not a sufficient number to actually crack that. Maybe 6, actually. But at that point, I imagine he will attempt to defend himself by using by using a Wild Weasel. Quite a few fighters zipping in on there, managing to weaken the shields quite considerably. And there goes the Hellbores. Just gonna get nice and close, and that'll cause you to use... Yep. That's what I was expecting. Get the distance out, beyond a range of 5. Never mind, didn't need it. I was about to dump a scatter pack right when they fired. So So that'll remove the starbase from this location. Unfortunately, because it was an Empire Defensive 5, that's also going to flip the tile, which, you know, that kind of sucks, because we kind of wanted to take it intact. And that would have given us a nice, wonderful little invasion point at 913. I just realized that this is the planet right here, 913, that we're currently fighting over in our mainline campaign. Alright, back home. We gotta get more supplies. We have more shuttles that we need to buy. But more specifically, we also need to buy some Marines, because we're about to start invading planets, although I really don't want to invade a planet with just a battlecruiser. Much less this battlecruiser, because any sort of siege work is just going to be painful. Yeah, I'm going to do shipyard assaults. Planetary attacks will be fine if we run into a planet that isn't actually defended. But if it is a planet with lots of ground defenses, then we're not going to be able to get through that. Hello, Russian name that I cannot pronounce because I don't know how to read Cyrillic. Welcome to the stream. Oh crap, we got to run. See you guys. Full power to engines. We are gone. This is way more than a Federation battlecruiser can take on, but it does give me an opportunity to show off a couple of ships. Hey, what is that? It is a cavort. Yes, I know. It seems like such a minor change, but this has replaced the entire E-series of cruisers, so I'm quite happy about that one. And then, of course, they have one of these, a heavy war destroyer, and then an ADW, which hasn't been changed yet. So yeah, the cavort is already on the screen and chasing us down. He is actually properly sized, or at least fairly close to being properly sized, which is quite nice. So we've got that mostly set up. Yeah, we're gone. We poked in. We're leaving. There's no sense in trying to get ourselves killed for this because we can't kill all these guys. Not with this ship, anyway. Now, unfortunately, the Federation do not punch above their weight class like other factions. Like, if we were fighting this as, say, the Gorn, and we were in an advanced bombardment cruiser, I would take this. This would be a no-brainer. You could annihilate every single one of these ships without too much effort. But in one of these battlecruisers, no. Federation just does not have a sufficient amount of firepower. They are very much reliant on more of an even fight. Or, you know, taking 2 hours to actually finish a single mission. Ugh. Playing with the Federation is a reminder of the way that the other half of the galaxy lives. Because I've been hanging out with plasma torpedoes way too often. I've gotten a little bit lazy, if I'm completely honest. Alright, let's see if we can't grab another tile. Scouting mission. Sure, we can do that. That'll be nice and easy. Peek in, poke somebody, leave. Until eventually we get a large enough ship. Can we start getting into the Dreadnought series of vessels? So, do I even want to bother? Well, he's only a C5, so he's a light Dreadnought. He's not all that dangerous. It's a cultist from Siberia. Like my videos for Starfleet Command, it's not many fans in the review section if you... Oh, cool. Thank you. Happy to have you with us. Right, let's prep a scatter pack on this one, because we want to make sure that we can, you know, suddenly stun him with a massive amount of firepower. I don't know if I actually want to grab him. Like I said, he's a C5, so he's not exactly the most heavily armored thing in the universe. So we could probably just sort of deal with him. He's got, what, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10... Yeah, actually, we match him on phaser firepower, so there's that. I mean, he beats us in... Oh, whoops. He beats us in shields and armor. And then also, not really in secondary weapon. Because, I mean, we've got plasma torpedoes, so I suppose I've got a bigger crunch than him. That may actually work out. Let's pick up the pace, because I'd like to actually connect with him rather quickly. So my plan will be to dump the scatter pack, touch him, nail him with everything, and hope that the scatter pack hits shortly after. So I gotta time that right so that his point defense system doesn't actually come within range. Yep, he fired his missiles. That's our grab. That's our shot. And amazingly, miraculously, the forward shield has survived. Okay, so we've got to let go. Thank you for letting us go. So let's just get him scanned so that we can bail out whenever we need to. But we've already done a fairly decent amount of damage to him, and he hasn't actually touched us. So he's doing a speed of 15, 16, jeez. Okay, so we can leave at any time. So now we have flexibility and options. I'm gonna drop a mine, see if I can't buy us a little bit of time. Also give ourselves shield reinforcement to the aft so that we can hopefully absorb some of his light fire. And let's actually see if we can't figure out a way to fight this. I think we can do this. He's a C5. And so we've already cut through one of his shields. We've done a fairly decent amount of damage to him already. Our aft shield is intact and capable. So what I want to do is get enough speed going on that maybe I can sort of repeat that performance. Although my forward shield probably would not hold up to that. So we're going to use both mines to sort of keep him on a nice outward trajectory, give us all the time that we can grab. Hello, Vanguard. Welcome to the stream. How good is the new ship? Well, it's a Federation BCG, so it's okay. But it's not exactly an instant win button like a Gorn heavy bombardment cruiser. So I would like to get into the higher Federation dreadnoughts, but we've got a long way to go for that. But yeah, that Aegis cruiser kind of ran into the wrong neighborhood and got killed. Alright, so plasma torpedoes are about to be ready. Phasers are all nice and charged. And how long until that scatter pack's set? Ooh, just about to become active. Lovely. So if we can do that a couple of times, Dome, we might be able to actually kill him. Even though, you know, we do have a bit of a problem on the forward shield. Alright, switch over shield to the front. We're gonna go in on him now. So, according to this, we've managed to blow out one of his phaser 1s and one of his phaser 3s. Okay, shield's been swapped. We're gonna have to make sure that we turn left. Shield regen seems pretty bad. It's a Federation ship. It's double what it should be, although we're traveling at normal speed, so it's not... We're not seeing the compressed amount of time that we normally would see. Okay, get the forward shield reinforcement going on. Yeah, we can slow down a bit. Not too much, though. And drop that. I'm gonna do it once again the exact same way. Gotta make sure I get close enough, though. Oh, crap. No, I think I mistimed this. Yeah, this is gonna go off before I have a chance to grab him. Maybe not. No. What? Oh, damn it. All powered engines. Let's get the hell out of here. Because we're going to need to basically abort this attack. Which really sucks. Although apparently another scatter pack's ready. Okay, get some of that going. Drop that. And then if I can come around for the plasma torpedoes. Oh, it didn't drop because my shuttle bay wasn't ready. That'll help out a little bit, but I need to get the bow back on. So my own mine, he's now able to take use of it, but that's allowing me to get around to his back. And if he's accelerating towards those missiles, then he's going to have less time to engage him, and it looks like his AMD's not actually working. Okay, so that was a good hit right there. Photon torpedoes, ooh, 3 hits out of 4. From that range even, that's really good. And we'll get even more missiles in on this. So he's bringing up his best shield to face it. And we've cut him through. Okay, so we're through his aft shields. We're through most of his shields, honestly. His forward shield's still intact, but that's not a huge problem. Marines, hit and run. I want... Ooh, what do I want? Ooh, I don't want that to happen. Ow. Okay, we gotta push this off. Oh, I held that. What the hell? That was me. Oh, that's not brilliant. Oh, are you going to try and... Yeah, it looks like he's trying to cut the mine off. Maybe he'll try and break off. Good hits. Crap. That was a waste. We took a lot of damage from that one for no reason. Okay, get some repairs going. Fix that. Fix the AMD. So I can keep myself mostly alive. Let's see, what do I want to kill on him next time I pass through? How many Marines has he got? 15. Ooh. I have 31. I have way more Marines than he does. Our defense shift is really being helpful with the amount of damage we haven't taken because of this. Aft shield is down. That's another shield down. I don't want to engage you, but I don't think I got much of a choice. Alright, we're going to turn right back into this before he can cause any major damage to me. We are going to have to bore through this forward shield, which sucks on several levels, but... Ah, damn it, the plasma torpedoes weren't ready in time. Timing was off on that one. So on speed time. Okay, I want to think. Okay, I want this dead, this dead, this dead. I don't care really about anything else. And back up to normal time. Is he out turning me? This feels very wrong. I'm a battlecruiser. I am 2 tiers below this guy in terms of maneuverability. Well, not quite, but in terms of ship size. How's my turn chance? It's gonna be 60. Yeah, 70 something. That's not good enough. Because I do want to get another high turnaround because I've got most of my heavy weapons ready to go. Keep that turn going. Don't care about the missile launcher. AMD apparently out of ammo? It's not really clear. Okay, he still has a shuttle bay. So, photon torpedoes first. There we go. And get 2 of those. I probably should have fired them one at a time. But, yeah, he doesn't have his scatter back anymore. Alright. So, we're really hurting him. So, I'm feeling quite happy about this so far. Fix. We have more than enough repair parts to handle this one. And we'll bring the range out a little bit. So, what's he still got? So, he's got all of his disruptors still, and 2 phaser ones. 4 phaser ones. Sorry, missed the one on the nose. So if I can take a little time to sort of recharge, rebuild, we can come back in and maybe even steal him. Because I'd love to be able to capture one of these ships after being ordered just to scout it. Alright, we fixed the big hole in the front of the saucer section. Alright, how do we want to engage? Really, I need time. I need a lot of time. So I'm going to slow right down. He's doing a speed of 8.3, so he's slowing right down as well. But I would like to get in with another good photon torpedo run, because those have been really good lately. We've managed to nail 3 out of 4 photon torpedoes in pretty much every single salvo we fired, so that's quite nice. Okay, forward shield, what's it at? Sap some of that. I don't want him to get away. And increase the speed of time. So we're going to take a little bit of time. So I'll wait for the weapons to come back online. We'll be positioned quite nicely into his stern. That'll allow us to engage him basically with impunity. Because I think only maybe the phaser... Maybe this phaser one might be able to shoot over the shoulder. Oh, no, he's going to turn into us. Okay, that's fine. Plasma. Photons. 2. Which is statistical. We were at a range of 8. Or near enough 8. And transporters taking care of that. Weapons. Half fire. Start to hurt him. We're going to take him. Plan is to take him. Okay, so no more hit and run rates. Okay, we've already executed all the hit and run rates. He's down to 8. Okay, we've got this. Pardon me. So we mostly have this handled. We just need to give this a little bit of time. First to finish. Oh, your damn disruptors. Just need a little bit more on him. And then he'll die. There we go. 5. Just gotta get one underneath 4 and then we can actually have... How are your disruptors still intact? I call shenanigans. There we go. Down to 3 Marines. Set on way far. Down to 2. Send in the Marines. You're ours. Alright, so that was a hell of a ride. So we just gotta wait for our Marines to finish taking this thing intact. I don't want to cause any more damage to it, because that'll give us less cash back after we successfully steal it. But yeah, took on a C5 Dreadnought with our battlecruiser. So maybe I'm sliding off a bit too much on it. It's not a terrible ship, but it certainly makes you work for it. So, which is not inherently a bad thing. Alright, so that'll be 440 prestige, not bad. Tiles taken, we're at 1794, so we are a long way away from being able to get anything really fun or cool. Mainly because the X ships are finally out. Well, little X refits, not any big X yet. So, guided dreadnought is at 5,000 or so, but really we'd want a heavy dreadnought. The DNHX is available and we'd like to grab it. The SASX is also out. But we want to be able to attack planets, and in order to do that we're going to need, you know, something with actual close-in attack capabilities. Oh wow, that's actually funny. This is one of those rare times we'll actually run into the old school BCJs and the BCJ refit. Alright, so let's fix up the ship. Let's get our missiles repacked because they were quite helpful. The surprise salvo, or at least the initial surprise salvo. Didn't work every single time we tried it, but for obvious reasons. And we burned through a lot of Marines on that one, but that's mostly because I wanted to take it somewhat intact. Spare parts. Fewer spare parts than I figured. Also fewer mines than I figured. Fleet action? Sure, we'll take a fleet action. It generally doesn't sort of end the way you... Well, it doesn't play out the way you want it to, or at least not normally when you take fleet actions, because normally you'll take fleet actions early on. So you'll run a fleet action because you're in your own territory looking to do some pirate hunting and frigates. So, unfortunately, as you can see, no bloody fleet. Now we're going to have to see what we actually run into. So yeah, I was about to say, oh yeah, we're at a larger style of ship, so clearly the fleet action will probably actually play out a little bit more the way that it's supposed to, but no. No, once again, it's just us in the middle of our own territory. Possibly facing 3 or 4 ships, which will be unfun. But we'll win. Or at least we'll try to win. If it doesn't work, we'll blame Sprogue, even though I don't think he's actually here today. Buff up the forward shield to a maximum value, that way we can actually handle anything that's actually coming our way. Hey, there's a frigate. And a frigate. So 2 frigates. 3 frigates. Oh, one of them's a light cruiser. Are you a heavy war destroyer? You are. Oh god, you're a heavy war destroyer carrier. Jesus. Okay, so we may actually die to this. Like, I don't want to say that, like, so soon, but we may be screwed. Heavy war destroyers themselves, we've seen, they can take our entire full salvo and just keep chugging without any concerns in the world. Well, he's also happens to be packing a whole bunch of fighters on top of that, and we've seen how much damage fighters can wreak. Crack beam, fire all the weapons, wait for the plasma to hit. That'll be helpful. Let him go. Actually, Marines, if you wanted to steal the ship, you'd need to kill quite a few more people than that. He's down to speed 2 though, so I think we've managed to mostly break him. Let him go. Okay, the heavy war destroyer is starting to come surging forward. You are surprisingly powerful. Don't have to hear about the Intrepid all the time. There is that. Normal photon torpedoes, I need the power. Phasers to shoot. Yes. Oh, these frigates. These frigates and the amount of power that they put out. I forget. Well, we'll find out. I don't know if I've actually destroyed his AMD, but we're about to find out. You know, of course, if he doesn't, you know, get in front, which he just did. So we're actually using pack tactics. I think it may be wise to leave. Yeah, that's what we're doing. We're out of here. Goodbye! Not gonna do this. Not gonna risk the ship over nothing. Yeah, we're already on our way out. Unfortunately, this ship is, not quite on par with them. Dump a mine. Go away. There you go. Now he broke off. Yeah, this is gonna be a painful retreat. Oh, there's the edge of that. Okay. Why couldn't you finish the ship you fired at? Well, first of all, it's not going to give us a reward anyway, so it's a waste of time and effort. Second of all, because by the time that we actually kill him, I mean, he's not contributing anything to the fight anyway. So if it gave you cash for, like, just showing the flag and doing okay, then it would, you know, matter. But you may get something better. What do you mean? So yeah, unfortunate. And 32 points of damage. Plus 4, of course. Yeah, we desperately need to get ourselves into something a little bit bigger and more powerful. Something that can actually take on, you know, a single frigate and a single salvo. Or a battle cruiser for heck's sake. You kind of figured you'd have that capability, but no. Federation do things quite differently. Shouldn't be poking in here. Ooh, holding action. That's a great one. Holding action and Enigma are excellent missions to take because they're both relatively easy to succeed at.
Red alert.
I have been so spoiled by the Gorn. It's almost unfunny. We're being escorted today by more Hydrons, and got a frigate and an FDW, which is a heavy cruiser. Hulls seem very strong in this game, while shields aren't that tough. We usually see the opposite of that in the show, where you manage to keep their shields up and they can't take much hull damage. All things are relative. Hull makes you vulnerable to taking systems damage. You can be armored against it, but you really, really do not want to take damage in the hull. Once, the further on in the game you get, once you start hitting things like the X era, you start getting ships that have damn near impenetrable shields. It's not quite that, but it becomes very, very difficult to hit through somebody's shields. So we do kind of see it become more towards like TNG, where, yeah, it's supposed to pretty much all be taken on the shields and then almost nothing on the hull. So, but we are not there yet in terms of in-game tech tree. Although the moment that we get ourselves there, oh boy, you can bet I'm upgrading. Also, X ships are relatively cheap for what they give you. Like, they tend to be really cheap for what they give you. Hello, tractor beam. Do you mind? Apparently the tractor beam decided it did absolutely mind and just shut off. Phasers engage. Photon torpedo. Of course. We may have hurt ourselves quite badly there. But you know what? I don't care. We'll go home, we'll fix it, it'll buff out. Technically, I don't have to fight this at all. The what? Wow. Okay. I'm starting to get the feeling that this game just doesn't like me playing the Federation. I don't remember it being this hard. Now granted, it's been, what, 4 or 5 seasons since I've played the Federation last? Although, to be fair, the last season I did play against, you know, the Romulans, which are much more difficult. And we didn't have any trouble. Apparently that's not the case. Okay, we've killed everybody. Lovely. Show me the listening post. Let's get this done. Yeah, I just don't remember it being this difficult. I must be severely out of practice with the Federation. Which is interesting. Next campaign is going to be another... In fact, the next 2 campaigns are going to be plasma races. I did not set this up properly. I didn't have them set up because I didn't think I'd need to. It wasn't that powerful of a ship, and we had friends. So... I figured I could just run in and beat the crap out of them anyway. That was not the case. So, but no, the thing that really kind of screwed us over was the fact that the tractor beam shut off. So it does that on occasion. With certain factions, I should add. So, I distinctly recall this being during our Romulan campaign as the Federation against them. Constantly, we would start charging a tractor beam, and then after it charged up a little bit, it would immediately shut off. For no reason at all. So, and we just basically had to babysit, and the moment it turned off, turn it on again, and then it would work. So, I'm not sure what causes it, but it does seem to be limited to certain factions, because I don't remember that happening to our current Gorn campaign at all. So, it's rather irritating, actually. But had that run been executed at proper range, we would have executed that a lot better. So, I'm not particularly pleased. 350, and we can leave to go back home to fix the ship. We're up to 70-75. Ugh. Takes forever. We're gonna have to kind of wait until we're a full fleet admiral in order to actually get any significant amount of cash. And in the meantime, our Gorn campaign is sitting on like 30,000 prestige. Because we've already made it to basically the top of the game, and we have no reason for anything else. Alright. Back out, go kill people. Patrol, that's what we want. Just give me patrol all day, every day. Because then we can basically abuse the system. Alright. So let's actually prepare for an actual fight this time. Instead of seeing how little we can actually do in order to make it work. Shield, just buff all that. And then give me a point of power in Elysium. We'll be fully prepared. We'll try and treat this fight properly in the way that we should be executing these missions. Okay, so we're squaring off against a heavy cruiser. Information tells us, according to the fleet screen, that we're dealing with a T-7E. How much power do I have? I have loads. Do I want to go in close on him? I shouldn't. That'd be a mistake, but we're going to do it anyway. Engage. Watch this. Oh, it's not doing it this time. Alright, we'll deal with it. So I probably shouldn't get this close to him, but we are technically more powerful than him. So I should be able to handle this without too much trouble. Prep one of these. At least that's the goal anyway. Yeah, I should have no trouble with this. Assuming, of course, all things work out properly. Oh, he launched a scatter pack. Really? I don't need to bother with this then. Shut it off. Give me the power. All on the shoot. Okay, so we've got that done pretty good. Photon torpedoes back to normal mode. Yeah, that worked out quite nicely, and we forced him to take a little bit of damage to himself. Because he decided he had to use the scatter pack. So let's get some distance before his shoulder phaser, or his collar phasers fire. Darn it, they fired. And we'll just build the distance out. So he's got how many AMDs? Just a single B? Alright, we're good with that. Yeah, already a nice little advantage to us. I'm a little bit irritated that you decided to fire the phaser 1s at it instead of just allowing the phaser 3s to take care of it, but hey. There's no point in doing this, but I'm going to do it anyway. Just to see what he does. I should hit us with several of his phasers. There we go. Open up another hole. Spread out the damage. Come on. I've got one phaser to fire over the shoulder at him. There we go. Oh, we've knocked out his AMD. Lovely. Unfortunately, we haven't knocked out his shuttle bay to go with it, but once we have that knocked out as well, then we can drop this scatter pack with impunity. Drop another one. So I really don't need this much speed. I'm carrying way too much power for a ship that's only doing 9.8. Nah, we're winning. Like we are. Rather significantly. I didn't realize it. So I should have realized because he's a D7E. So he's an escort D7. He's actually pretty pathetic. Don't tell him I said that, lest he suddenly, like, prepare more powerful weaponry than anyone has ever seen before. Stop being accurate. I have a defense shift. Oh good, you've decided to pull away. That worked great. That'll give me time to prepare my photon torpedoes. And my plasma torpedoes. Prepare tractor beam. Start to slow down. Forward shield reinforcement. If he brings his bow on, he'll probably be able to survive this. But if he doesn't, then he'll be dead. So, you're about to take a lot of pain. Oh, this is gonna hurt a lot. Yeah, that worked. I didn't think I'd actually be able to kill him just by shooting through his forward shield, but that worked out. So we have a very nice hammer if we can get everything together. The trouble is, we don't have a sufficient amount of firepower to kill him just in one salvo, but at the same, or even kind of really cripple him in one salvo. But at the same time, our weapons take quite a bit of time to charge. So, a little bit of a mixed bag from what I'm used to. More missiles and scatter packs. If we really want to make a lot of cash, the best way to do it, screw you, Epicenter. Worst mission ever. Maybe even worse than the anomaly mission. The fastest way to make cash in this game is shipyard assaults. As long as you capture all the shipyards. Because if you do that, you can make over 1,000 prestige in a mission, which is pretty significant. Let's just go overload everything. I think I'm traveling as fast as my ship will go then if I'm doing that. No, one more point of power. So chugging along a little bit slowly. Hello, Sean. Welcome to the stream. Glad you could join us. Just gotta wait for our phaser capacitor to be fully charged, and there we go. Now we start stealing from all of that. Wow, this ship is a lot slower than I thought it was. I should know that, but part of it is because I'm currently using my photon torpedoes in overload mode, because I'm gonna need all the damage I can get. Yeah, between our plasma torpedoes and our scatter packs and everything, we might be able to handle this, but we're still gonna need a lot of firepower. Prob. Only 2. Okay, that'll be good. So, die. Oh, whoops! I didn't realize I was coming through at the wrong angle. I thought I had spawned in the other location. So if you survive this, I've got a couple more missiles for you. Okay. And then this. So I didn't actually get the photon torpedoes on target, which is really disappointing. I am just botching this entire thing up. What the hell?
High energy turn.
Oh boy. Okay. So now we've got that mostly reset. You, please die now. Although you have a lot of phasers, so you should be actually ready for that. Maybe that'll stun some of you. Jesus Christ, that's rather impressive. So we're gonna have to fight several frigates today. Was not planning on that. But I don't anticipate we're gonna be able to avoid it. Okay, I'll ignore you for now. Hi. Plasma torpedoes doing well. But yeah, that ship has way more phases than I'm used to Lyran's having. Okay, and on to you. Let me guess, you're going to be the one who turns on in time? We have been spending a lot of time just sort of zipping around in circles. So he's probably going to get ready in time. Or maybe not. Oh, good. So just you who has nothing left. Lovely. Plasma. Considering how much I botched that attack, I'm really surprised we actually managed to take everything. Just gotta shake it off, get myself reused to playing Federation. After, you know, playing Gorn throughout the entire week. It's a little bit of mood whiplash. 300 prestige, a little bit more effort onto it, 48. We didn't take any damage. And while we are getting a little bit low on missiles, that'll be fine. I'll risk it. The problem with doing this is there is a chance that this rolls up to be a PLPH, and if I don't have a massive support fleet, we're not taking it. It'll just take too much effort. What are you? PL-16. Okay, we can take that. Lovely. And it's got a heavy cruiser, a D6D, so a drone cruiser. And we have an LNX, so the Hurdle. That'll be a nice little ship to support us with. Lovely. Overload all the things. We're going to be getting in close to sort of screw with him as much as possible. To be fair, our point defense systems will not be able to handle the amount of missiles he can throw out, but we can augment those with phasers, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem. Maximum speed out of time. Slow down the ship a bit, just to make sure that we actually get everything charged properly. Oh, you had a buddy. I should have known. In fact, I did know, but it's a D7T. Okay, so we got a Katinga out there. So he has 3 photon torpedoes. To our 4, but still. I think I want to kill him first, because Katingas are dangerous, but not like I'm going to annihilate the universe dangerous to you. Whereas D6Ds can actually throw out a fairly significant amount of firepower. I mean, 6 missiles is nothing to sneeze at. Hi, are you going to come my way or what? Oh boy. Yeah, that does not exist anymore. Charge means ready, right? Good. Open them up.
They're taking hull damage.
Yeah, pretty considerable amount of it. How do we go? And check his marine count. Oh, he's got 2. He's mine. Okay. Now, that was worth it. That was absolutely worth it. Because we're going to steal this ship now. Which is going to mess with his targeting priority a ton. And granted, it did take a hit on the armor, but once we kill the D7T, we have nothing to worry about. Although he is a D7TX. So that's a little bit more dangerous. And here comes more missiles. Pick up the pace a bit. Photon torpedoes to normal. I was wondering where all my power was. I need to get some distance away from this guy. Gotta reset the salvo. Please don't blow up my capture prize. Don't. Stop shooting it. That's an order. I'm the largest ship in this joint task force. You listen to me. As you're supposed to. That's how that works, right? Would you stop? Just stop. Alright, gonna have to rely on the phaser 1s to actually knock these out, which really sucks because it's a lot of power and a lot of weapon in order to do basically nothing. Thank you. I don't have to worry about that. This is going to cause a crash stop, but I don't care about that. My only goal is to get him to stop becoming a problem so I can get some more distance on him. Yep, that's what my plan was. So now we can pull away. We'll have plasma torpedoes ready for our next pass in, but this will allow me to get a full turn going on. You're not even that badly damaged. That'll be an interesting amount of firepower that you can add to the table. In fact, add it now. Thank you. So he's got missiles coming in from behind, and then we're about to hit him from the front. Granted, we're not going to have any missiles to add to the effect, but it should be quite nice. Yeah, I figured you'd shoot that all down. Just give me the right. Ooh, if you show me that glass shield, I will rip you apart. He's going to show it. He showed it. Okay, so the missile or the plasma torpedoes right in through the back. Got a couple more phasers, getting some damage in. His return fire. Yeah, he probably came out. Well, actually, no. I was about to say he probably came out of that one better shape than I did, but no. After cutting through his aft shield like that, he's probably hurting quite badly. How's my power currently doing? There we go, that'll help a little bit. Oh, shut that off. So I really don't want to go in with him again because my aft shield is not in a great place at the moment. But I am going to have to. First of all, the geometry, we're not going to break away from this one, so we're kind of committed to the attack anyway. Okay, I can take that without any cares in the world. But my phasers are going to make you cry. Although his phasers already made you cry quite badly anyway. Okay, I take that back. My phasers did jack all. Marines. 7. Love to steal you. Just sort of build up an entire fleet of stolen criminal vessels. But that's not gonna happen. Because he's gonna die. Like, he's gonna get killed here. The next run that he opens fire with is going to kill him. I assume so anyway. Assuming he has any power to phase. Yeah. Gatling phasers involved. Death will be soon to follow. Oh yeah, that's it. He's dead. Alright, so we've captured the D6 though, so there's that coming for us. Now we just gotta bombard the planet, which thankfully this is not a PLPH, so it doesn't actually have any real defenses that we can worry about. So just show me all the power that you got so I can steal all of it. Just get on as fast as we can go. Oh good, we're actually going to be hitting a speed of 31. That'll make life a little bit easier. Well, a little bit quicker anyway. And we'll just throw ourselves at the planet. Now the problem with that LNX, I don't think it'll actually get within range of the planet to help out, so... It's just something caught in my throat all day today. Hang on a bit. Alright, that's much better. Alright, let's slow down to make sure that we don't actually hit the planet. That would be bad on several levels. So we'll just pull ourselves into a nice little parking orbit. Haha, perfect. Fire everything! Alright, time to just start bombarding this thing into dust. Once we get that thing done, we'll be fully happy and able to do whatever it is we want. And capturing a planet is worth a fair amount of prestige, so that's always nice. That's what I needed. So now we just need to continually assault and bombard and attack, and eventually it'll die. Did I seriously hit with only one of the... Oh, yeah, because the attack shift is at maximum. Stop that. You're not allowed to do it. I command you. More plasma. We'll actually start getting accurate fire on the planet now. That ought to rapidly accelerate us doing anything to this planet and making sure that it dies rather quickly. And once that happens, I can go off and do other things. Mainly try and get myself an admiral rank up. What class TNG ship is that? It's a nebula. So this is a nebula with a special weapons pod on board. So, and one of the special weapons pods is this monstrosity, which I figured worked because, you know, he's firing plasma torpedoes. It would make sense that it's something rather crazy. So, now to be fair, it is our worst looking nebula by a wide margin, but the other two nebulas are absolutely gorgeous, but they fit their roles better, so I couldn't not. Or other two? The Jersey, the Kira, other three, because yeah, the battlecruiser carrier is also a nebula. And in the Marines, okay, we've got that. Yeah, as you can see, she's a nebula, but she's not exactly the prettiest nebula. I'll show off the other nebulas later towards the end of the stream. So as you can see, the texture kind of needs a bit of work, and I'm kind of wondering if I can go in and just sort of rip off the textures from the other nebula and see what would happen if I tried to apply them here.
Bridge taken.
Yeah, it's just a different form of the heavy weapons pod up top. Alright, so that'll be, what, 395? 495? No, 495 is only for a home planet, right? Or is it 6 something? Ooh, nice job with the extra prestige we made from the this stolen vessel. 615 is not terrible. That puts us up, ooh, almost 3,000. So that almost puts us back in a range of being able to buy another battlecruiser, which starts getting us closer to being able to afford things like dreadnoughts, which we desperately require. So we'll fully get up there. I guess bridges are good infrastructure. Yes, indeed. Especially on a planet with so much water. Clearly those bridges were the lifeline to the entire planet. With them under our control, nothing can stop us now. Okay. Let's go see who we're killing. So we just need to go through and set everything up as it's supposed to be done. Power. How much power do I currently have? I've got all the power in the world. You look like a frigate. Can I kill you? Never mind, you're a heavy war destroyer. I cannot kill you. Oh no, he's actually... Wow, it actually is a light cruiser. Holy crap. That is rare, because normally light cruiser indicates heavy war destroyer at this stage in the game, but no, he's a full-on D5. So that is adorable. We're going to kick the crap out of him. And, yeah, you're going to die quite severely. He's got a fairly significant amount of firepower, so that should not be understated. D5s are nice light cruisers. But we're going to hope that we can mostly kick the crap out of him. Beautiful. Do I want to let him go? I kind of don't. Ooh, how long until that's ready? I did not start it. Okay, I'm going to let him be the one who lets go. Or forces the let's go, I suppose. Turn away. Don't let him get 2 more phasers out of that shield, otherwise he'll break it. Unfortunately, now it's, you know, a light cruiser behind a battle cruiser, and it's a Klingon light cruiser at that, so he'll be able to outturn us pretty madly. Photon torpedoes to normal. Gotta remember that. And we'll use our phasers, which, you know, I'm starting to remember my Federation combat tactics. Phasers are your primary weapon. Well, your primary heavy weapon, even. I know, not technically, but still. They're the source of most of your damage because you play the DPS game. Wow, you are just pounding my forward shield. Can we pound back? The answer to that question is no. Fire a couple of those and just realize just how ridiculously heavy Klingon AMDs are at this point in the war. Like, it is incredibly insane. Okay, photon torpedoes doing a little bit of good work. More photon torpedoes. Come on. There we go. And the phasers. There we go. So he's hurting. He's not having the best day ever. How many Marines you got? You got 4. Oh, I want your ship. I want your ship. But I don't want to kill... Well, I have to kill him if I want the ship. So I have to do this phasers. Phasers can be the only thing I can shoot him with, because any attempts to shoot anything else will kill him. And that reduced him down. We'll send to the Marines. And the reason why we're bothering to do this is because I want to get as much prestige as possible. And the fastest way to get prestige, aside from, you know, invading planets, is to capture as many ships as you possibly can. And once you do that, well, they give you bonus. And the bonus is quite helpful. So we'll just wait for our Marines to secure the entirety of the vessel. Good. Alrighty. You know, if we really wanted to do this properly, there are commando light cruisers that we could grab. Although we would really struggle to handle anything because they're significantly less powerful than this ship is. I gotta say, this ship is not all that insanely powerful. 430 prestige. Tile has been damaged. It's down to an empower defense of 3. Pop down over here. Hello, planet. Oh, it's a surprise reverse. We can take that. We've done that before. Although, if it's against Klingons, then obviously we have no possible capability of being able to get our... Oh, it's against pirates. I was about to say, if it was against Klingons, then we literally would have 0 chance of being able to get missiles through, but pirates is a possibility. The reason is Klingons have hit the point where they've just decided that anything to do with fighters or missiles is just not something they want to deal with ever again, and so they just boat up so many AMDs on a vessel that it's kind of unfunny. And so their hope is to make sure that nothing ever gets through their defenses ever again. And you know what? They are partially successful. Is this versus the Orion Syndicate? This mission or this particular engagement? I don't know if this particular engagement would be, because I believe we're too far south for Orion territory to count here. S. I don't think S... Yeah, S is not the Orions. S is the Syndicate, I believe, actually. Alright, so you're gonna get nailed with this, because I'm reading a distinct lack of point defense capability. So that ought to actually get through. You, on the other hand, have a significant amount of point defense capability, and probably missiles will not get through. So I'll dump my missiles off on this guy. So he can have it from all sides. Die, please. That worked. A little bit overkill, and also hurt us quite badly to do it, but, you know, that worked. Alright, increase the speed of time. Photon torpedoes to normal mode. Phasers will just engage this BRX2 a couple more times, and hopefully he'll die. Actually, missiles, if I can use that, that would be ideal. Okay, you're dead. Next target. Preferably this one. Oh, Gatling phasers, jeez. So he's actually fairly well empowered with lots of heavy weapons that I don't want to deal with. So let's be time. Okay, so we actually gotta prep this now. Because one of them's turned on. Yeah, that's not getting through. Actually, let's make sure he dies. Shouldn't use the scatter pack.
Control. We got some damage past their shields.
Okay, and let's hope these missiles can make it through his defenses. And dead. Beautiful. Not you, but you. Phasers. Okay, so now it's us versus this guy, and this guy's packing, well, a fairly significant amount of phaser firepower, if I'm completely honest, because he does have that giant phaser 3-pack for his size. He also carries a lot of heavy weapons for his size. He's got 3 of them, which is kind of hilarious. Alright, so we're not actually set up to engage him just yet. Point defense, please handle that. Okay, good. Actually handle all of it. I give him a little bit of love right through his forward shield. And over the shoulder. Make him hurt. Make him cry. I think we've got him. But I could be wrong. I'm really hoping I'm not, but... yeah, he's being smart. He's looking at... wait a second. Didn't you just have slow drones? Nice Badlands background? Yep. That would be Adam's fine work. Oh, forgot. He has an attack shift of 1 at the moment. That would have been really cool if it actually managed to hit him. Alright, let's go take care of his attack shift. Okay, start tractor beam. And we're gonna grab onto him so we can use our plasma torpedoes with impunity. Just gotta get within a range of 0.1. Or not 0.1, but 2.5. Oh, you little jerk. He accelerated just enough in the hopes that I wouldn't notice. Die, please. So if we actually take a penetrating hit, I'm going to be exceedingly unhappy. Well, we've knocked out his shuttle bay. So that doesn't have that. And half of his AMDs. And it looks like we've knocked out pretty much all of his power. Lovely. So that just means we need to worry about missiles. Slow down because we're traveling way too quick. There we go. Awful lot of work for 300 prestige, but hey, we gotta deal with it as it comes. Probably should have started trying to capture people on these. I always forget to think about doing things like that on the surprise reverse mission. Not quite sure why. Alright, 300 prestige, of course. No penetrating hits, so that's excellent. Take a patrol, because it's an asteroid base assault. Nobody wants to sit around for 10 minutes just shelling it. What race would be most challenged by the better designed Lyran ships? Did we ever come up with what the better designed Lyran ships would be? I don't think we ever did. Kinda hard to see how good your shields are with how large the model is. Yeah, it's a bit of a concern. Don't worry, we'll be... The battlecruisers will get a pass. I may actually, like, push the battlecruisers up sort of in the priority of resizing, just in order to attend to that. Because it is a little bit frustrating. Also considering, you know, we fly battlecruisers a lot. A frigate! A frigate we can annihilate, hopefully in short order. Engage, and forward shields. Good, already set. Give me a point of this, and a point of this, and... show me... my tractor beam, make sure it's charged. Good, it did. Always gotta be careful with that one. So we'll pick at the base. So what did we decide that the Lyrans should be modified to be better as? Because I don't think we ever actually did. We just mused that they should be improved in some way. Okay, do you have only 3 fighters, or did you have 6 fighters and they're hiding on top of each other? Wow. You are levels of irritation to me. Okay, let's just keep holding on to him because he's not having a good day. That did not deal as much damage as I was hoping. But that's because it, you know, knifed through his entirety of his shields. Knocked out most of his phasers, though, so there's that. He's dead. He doesn't realize it yet, but he's dead. So let's just finish him off. Beautiful. We did take a penetrating hit, which was unfortunate, but hey, things will be fine. Better design Lyrans. If we were to redesign Lyrans, what would we do? Huh. Not really sure. They're just terrible. It's the expanding sphere generator. I mean, that's the biggest problem. Because they've got expanding sphere generators that are... I was more wondering who the default OP Lyrans are best against. Oh, so who do the Lyrans do best against? Honestly? Romulans. Because the Romulans, at least the way the AI is programmed, will always duck into cloak. And Lyrans don't care about cloak. So if you could avoid that initial plasma torpedo salvo, then it doesn't matter. Almost done for that 4K ship? Yeah, we're getting there. We are getting close. And once we get there, we'll be able to... Actually, what we really need, honestly, is what? I think it was 5,000, pretty much, in order to buy the DNH that we want. And we do kind of want a DNH. I don't want to jump immediately into the battleship, because the Federation battleship is a Sovereign. And Sovereigns are cool, don't get me wrong, but I'm not the biggest fan of the Sovereign when it comes to compared to other ships. Oh good, it's another escort. That's gonna work out lovely. But yeah, because the Lyrans don't care about shields, they can just go in and bump them when they're under cloak. And then, because the Romulans under cloak are offering literally no resistance, then they can basically slow down, lower all their things so they can charge their ESGs as fast as possible and just turn right around and do it again. So in the battleship video that we did, the funny thing was that the Cave Lion was possibly the best counter to the King Condor. Which is one of the reasons I actually kind of mentioned take on a King Condor with Cave Lion. Because, yeah, it's actually pretty good at it. Beautiful, we've managed to hurt him quite badly. Not as badly as I kind of would have hoped, but good enough. Normal photon torpedoes. PvP, Romulans are fine versus Lyrans, they just have to keep the speed up. Yeah, well, against anybody with plasma needs to just keep the speed up. And Romulans against Lyrans, yeah. A human player wouldn't do that. A human player against a Lyran wouldn't fire their plasma torpedo and dump into cloak. Because they would understand the weakness there. I'm speaking against AI, though. Although against a human player, I honestly do not see Lyrans being at all useful. I have been told by others that apparently Lyrans are great in multiplayer. But just looking at the ship stats, I don't see it. I honest to God don't see it. Makes sense the Romulans would want to get up close and personal, and Lyrans are like, okay, that's fine, just toss a wild weasel and then stay on top of you and kill you. Yeah, but again, that only works against AI. Because the AI is stupid and doesn't use their ships to the maximum extent. Because a human player is going to recognize that and realize that, oh, I need to stagger my salvos, I need to tractor anchor you, I need to do other things in order to make sure that you don't get to do incredibly cheesy things to me. So at some point I will play against a couple of friends in multiplayer just to sort of see how an actual human would handle things. But for now, I simply don't have the time. I can only theorize and speculate at the moment. But I gotta say, I just do not see it when people say, oh yeah, they're a great multiplayer race. It's like, really? Lyrans? They're terrible. They just don't seem to have anything going for them. And the biggest problem is that their sword is their shield, and their shield is their sword, and you can only use it for one or the other. You don't get to mix and match. A little bit more fire and we'll finally be able to steal this guy. Will you stop just twisting in place? It's really lowering the resale value of the ship. I don't think he really cares. Drop that, let him go. It's gotta move on. The ESGs turn out to be a big phaser cap. You run them like a Klingon who can punish a stopped vessel. Yeah, but in order to make use of things like shield reinforcement and all the other stuff, you've got to studiously manage that capacitor level. Otherwise, it just bleeds everything. So, what charge rate do you set for that? How much energy do you actually have whenever you're actually going to go into that? How does that make it better than someone bringing drones to a fight to augment their disruptors? I mean, aside from the Marak potentially being the weakest race, just purely because there's so many ways of dealing with drones, the Lyrans just seem to be the worst. By a wide margin. And the Federation have a massive advantage thanks to their photon torpedoes, although you can try and rush them down. But still, the ability to reach out and touch somebody reasonably accurate out to a range of 55 is just ridiculous. So, But yeah, I just don't see Lyrans as a useful, viable race. Although, at some point, when I finally play, maybe I'll try them out just to see what happens. Okay, so we captured a target. Oh, that's why, because I'm going so gosh darn slow. It's like, why is this taking forever to update? Turn this on just to speed things along. There it is. Traveling in slightly the wrong direction. Beginning scan. What are you going to scan? There's nothing to scan here. Alright, so do I have any scatter packs? I did have one. Can I build another one? I cannot. So we're just going to rush up here. We're going to dump our scatter packs, cause a little bit of extra damage, fire plasma torpedoes, do what we can as we do. So we'll go 1 point of ECCM, or just ECM, so that we actually have some defense against what's incoming. It'll help out a little bit, even if it does force him to, you know, put power into other things that he doesn't want to. Alright, get closer. Photon torpedoes, of course, to proximity mode. And we can just start to engage. Oh yeah, we've got to turn our heavy weapons back on. So we've done 34 damage, jeez. Oh great, now he's got maximum attack shift on us, great. Power. I don't want to sit here for 15 minutes and just launching photon torpedoes at him. That objectively is going to be the way that we're going to have to win this. The closer I can get, though, I can start using plasma torpedoes. Fire all the railguns. God, I wish we had railguns. Or just something that would just annihilate him quickly. Just fire photon torpedoes. Wow, we missed 3 out of the 4. I'll grant that the attack shift, but still. Now, let's just do this. Let's mess with him as much as we can. Just take away that ability to have an attack shift at all. You can run Lyrans as a 3 arming turn vessel, turn 1 phasers, turn 2 ESGs, turn 3 disruptors. Yeah. I'd have to see it in practice. In Star Shatter, you have all the guns you want. What is Star Shatter? I'm not aware of this game. Plasmas. Photon torpedoes. Can you just give up? We've already won and you know it. You can't break through my forward shield and you've got no armor. Well, you have armor. You've got lots of armor, but you've got no shields. And armor runs out. So do me a favor, just kind of quit and we can all go home 10 minutes early. Otherwise, we're just going to have to sit here and just shoot you with photon torpedoes and you will lose. I think you'll know you'll lose too. Does it really mean that much to you to stick it to the Federation that badly? God, we deal so little damage. You know, even Plasma Gs would be preferable in siege work than our Plasma Fs right now. Photons. 16 damage. So we hit with all of them. That's lovely. The closer I can get, the more damage I can deal with my Plasma Torpedoes. Trouble is, if he ever salvos those properly, it just shoots them all at the same time. He can actually get through my shield in pretty short order. And as much as I'd love to fire the phasers as well, I can't afford that kind of damage that he'll take, because the capacitor will steal almost all my power. But at least we're being accurate with the photon torpedoes. There's that going for us. You know what? We'll see if one missile can get through. It can't, but may as well try. Can't the capture chip help? No. I'll show you why in a moment. Just after I shoot him with all my weapons. Yeah, no. Just no. In fact, I don't want him coming anywhere near here. Stay out there. Don't come here. If you do, you'll die. But yeah, first of all, it's a D-70, and the D-70 is terrible. Or get destroyed by the base. Why would we want it destroyed by the base? We want to capture it. We want to get... Really, gunnery teams? That was embarrassing. We want to get as much prestige as we can for it. Because we desperately need prestige. Don't you want to drive around into Galaxy class? Because I know I sure as hell want to. That's one of the biggest reasons why I ended up actually starting on this mod, because I wanted to drive around in a Galaxy. And I didn't just want it to suddenly be a random Galaxy next to all the TMP era ships. Because that would just be weird. I think we're almost through his armor. So we just need to start getting lucky on some critical hit rolls. And then I can move in close to him and start using my phasers as well. But once we get that going, then we can kill them in short order. Charge in, help get destroyed for the end. It is R10 a plasma torpedo break? R10? What is R10? Like, I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, huh? Yeah, you're gonna have to explain that one, Alicat, because I'm not sure what you're asking. Oh, is range 10 a plasma torpedo break? I think that's what you mean. Let's see. Plasma, F-type plasma torpedo. Yeah, range 10 is... Yep. Yeah, range 10 will get us to 15 damage. But, as you may have noticed, we're starting to get a little bit low on defense, so I don't want to risk it. So I'm not going to bother. I need to knock out one of those phaser 4s before I ever actually do anything with that. Because then we'll start having some problems. Well, he'll start having some problems. But yeah, photon torpedoes being our most useful weapon in this situation. Which is one of the reasons why I kind of think I would have preferred a New Jersey class, because the New Jersey class is 6 photon torpedoes. It sieges things just a little bit better. It's not amazing, but it is capable of getting through planets, which, you know, is something the Bismarck is currently not. Like, if I wanted to siege out a planet with this Bismarck, it just would not be possible. We don't deal enough damage from a safe enough range in order to take on something seriously large. Okay, so we're burning through his... Oh, did we take it out? No, it's just an extra thick line. So we've burned through most of his Phaser 3 defenses, which is nice, because that'll allow us to... That means he probably doesn't have any spare parts left. Hello, Luke. Welcome to the stream. Glad you could join us. We're going to be streaming for another half hour or so. What I'd really like to do, though, is get myself into a dreadnought, so maybe a little bit longer than that, just so I can get myself into one of them. Oh, you are so irritating. I hate asteroid bases. I hate star bases of all kinds. So we'll just shell them, and shell them, and shell them, and we'll get there. Hopefully our forward shield can handle what he's about to do to us. Because pain is about to ensue. Lots of pain. Assuming, you know, he salvos everything. Oh, never mind. He's down to half of his weapons. Okay. So we've managed to take out all of his weapons. Good. Full speed. Let's get in there. You've got 15? Yeah, I'm not... It's a Romulan starbase? Really? Photon torpedoes. Normal. Interesting. Kind of tempted to try and steal it. I don't know if that actually gives me any cash. Let's find out. I know. I'm extending the length of time that we're going to have to sit here. But it shouldn't be all that much longer. Because after just a couple more salvos with phasers, we should have him completely down. So we have an actual goal in sight, and we are just 2 people away from being able to execute that goal. Send in the Marines. Alright, so that ought to help out a little bit. So I don't know if this will actually give me any additional prestige. I haven't really ever bothered to do this very often. I think I've captured asteroid starbases like twice. Because they're so easy to kill once you actually make them weak enough that you can approach them. It's all courtesy of this Phaser 4. If you take out even one of these Phaser 4s, the difference is just hilariously huge. Alright, so that'll be both of the targets captured. Hopefully that'll help out. All the money. Yes, we hope for. Let's see if they'll actually pay me out all the money. Because we did pretty badly damage it. 510. Yeah, that's a pretty decent chunk of change. Let's pass back home. See what we currently earn range to afford. I think I need 5,000 something. So we got a DNG for 6613. Oh, we're going to be in this ship forever. There's the DNHX that I want. That's 7246. Oh, we're going to be in this bloody thing forever. Can't afford an SCSX. Wow, even the DNL is out of my current price range. So we need another 3,000 prestige. So we need a rank up sometime soon. Alright, supply. Repair the 16 points of damage plus the 4, so 20 in total, because the game does not like to do things properly. Do that. How am I doing? Needs to buy a lot of Marines. We've got a lot of work to go. But once we get there, then we'll be laughing. Epicenter, screw you, you're a terrible mission. You really don't deserve to be in this game because you're so awful. Epicenter really is terrible. Epicenter, what happens is the planet is exploding. And so they put an object inside a planet which causes it to constantly bang and sound like it's breaking. And also, you know, there's a full light show going on. But the mission goal is to... Oh, crap, it's a PLPH. It's actually defended. Although we do have... Oh, crap, you're not... You're a full carrier. That's not helpful at all. You're also not particularly helpful. Okay, so it's a PLPH. This is going to suck. But it is only a frigate at the moment. Yeah, so Epicenter ends up... There's a whole bunch of freighters that need to be literally tugged out of the way of the planet, which is just as boring as it sounds. So the entire mission is you drive in close, you pick up the freighter, you then drag it to the edge of the map, then you let it go, and it has to fly off the map of its own accord. So you and they're traveling at a speed of like 1 or 2, so that takes forever. And you just have to do that like 5 or 6 times. And there's no real opposition. I mean, yeah, there's another enemy ship out in the area, but they're not really fighting you. And it's just an absolute boring yawn fest. I mean, I get the idea that they wanted to make it so that it was a little bit more varied in terms of missions, but ye gods, it was not entertaining at all. Fire all the weapons, and you should hopefully die here. Just wait for that. There you go. You are taken care of quite handily. And there you are. The blue fire. It is the Azula. 500 pieces normal, but I don't want to deal with you. So we're just going to come around. Yes, you can blast all your weapons, which can absolutely annihilate fighter squadrons, but at the end of the day, you are being chased by a lot of ships. Am I getting a phone call? Yes. Am I ignoring the phone call? A little bit. Alrighty. So we've taken care of the opposition. Now let's just go hovering on in towards this planet itself and see if we can't just run it over. So we will deal with it as it comes, and no one will be the wiser. Just need to wait for it and wait for it. So it's going to take a little bit of time. Yeah, it wasn't that important. Yep. Just need to get to the planet. Now, because this is a PLPH, it's actually well defended. And by well defended, I mean a lot defended. We're talking 16 phaser 4s, 8 disruptors, or is it 16? I think it's 8 disruptors, and then 16 phaser 3s. Wait, no, it's 8 phaser 4s, not 16. I'm thinking the other planet that has 40 phaser 4s, which is in this game, and we recently fought it in our Gorn campaign. Alright, photon torpedoes, proximity mode, engage. Time to start getting to work. Now, one thing that does help is you can actually get scatterback missiles through. So we've got that going for us. And speed of time to or electronic countermeasures to maximum. And we'll bombard it as best as we can. Starting to weaken it, but seriously, you guys are going to have to move in a little bit closer to actually help out. Otherwise, we're never going to get through this. So if we had been lucky enough to get any ships that actually had to say... Oh, I forgot. I'm never going to get through this. If we had been lucky enough to have a couple of help Orion ships, life would be a lot easier. Oh, screw it, just fire everything. Gauge that all you got. I'm really surprised this planet hasn't decided to take a shot at me. My forward shield is like 0. 7. 7 additional points of power. That's not exactly a lot. Are you reinforcing my edge and leaving their edge free? Because that's how it feels. We're about to find out. I'm not sure. Yeah, they are reinforcing my edge. Why? For the love of God, why? Okay, we're through. So we've broken through. They're not shooting at me, but they were reinforcing our edge the most. Which is an interesting decision to make. I mean... Oh, actually, I suppose it does make sense. We did have the most number of heavy weapons that could actually deal damage to the planet. But still, I don't appreciate it. I'm totally wasting missiles here. I shouldn't be firing them. They're totally not accomplishing anything. Other than, you know, being wasted against the planet. Oh, you've been knocking down my shields pretty consistently, haven't you? Twist the ship a little bit just to try and make it so that doesn't happen again. As we keep up just a constant phaser and photon torpedo barrage that hopefully breaks everything on the planet. We are actually starting to deal quite a bit of damage to their phaser 4s, so that's good. If those emplacements are not intact, we can get in nice and close and blow up most of the planet, which is of course ideal. And a little bit more plasma. Beautiful. A little bit more. Just a little bit more photon torpedoes. Alright, so we've taken out his shuttle bay, which is not particularly... Oh, and his point defense system. So engage with missiles again. Because now he doesn't have any point tractors. By this point, I'm out of missiles. Oh, but we can get close now. We've dealt enough damage. He's got nothing left. And then the photon, or the plasmas, and our photons, our next salvo will have to be at normal, because we're going to be too close to be able to use proximities. So the planet has been mostly destroyed, right? I'll stop, so we don't crash into the planet. That would be unfortunate on several levels. And beam over the Marines. And we're good. Okay. Planet capture, where the Allies ruin that. You can only capture planets, you can't destroy them. Like, you could try, but you can't destroy them. I've fired enough firepower at planets to know. So the planet will be successfully captured. There's no worries of that. It's just a shame that the Allies actually won't help you with that capture, because they are incapable of attempting to board and capture vessels. They'll run hit and run raids, but they don't understand how to board planets. So it can be a situation where if you mess up and don't bring enough Marines, that you can successfully defeat a planet, butchered it down, and have like 2 battleships in orbit with you, and you can't actually steal the planet. Another planetary assault. That is odd. Please don't be a defended planetary assault.
Red alert.
Of course it is. And we only brought the Thunderclap with us. And a D6D! So another little ship. Well, not little. Let me guess. He's got a buddy. It's a D7. I want to fire a probe, but I can't. Wait for it. And there we go. Phaser capacitor is fully charged. That means 1 turn, which means the probe's ready to go. Oh, good. It's just him. Okay. So that works. So you are equipped with a single Hellbore cannon. That'll help out a little bit. Not like tremendous amounts, but it will help out. So we should always keep that in mind. And electronic warfare. Are you doing one of those? You're a real jerk, you know that? Trying to weaken my weapons to the point where they won't actually do anything to you. Not allowed to... There you go. Go 3. See if I can't run them out of the ability to avoid my electronic countermeasure. Oh, my electronic countermeasure. Good. He's... no, don't you go anywhere. I will chase you from the moons of Antares. There you go. Please die. He's not gonna die. We knew he wasn't gonna die. We just had hope for it. Heckenborps. No, they're Hellbores. And they're spelled H-E-L, not H-E-L-L. Ow. That took way more damage than I wanted to. Oh no, they are spelled with 2 L's. Huh, who knew? Actually, I think I've looked that up before and was surprised that time as well. Photon torpedoes to normal mode. Phasers. Okay, I'm gonna give that a shot, just to give it a shot. I don't think it'll work, but if it works, then we get a pretty significant amount of cash. Don't kill him, please. I have 3 Marines and he has none. Come help me kill the planet. Don't higher energy turn and come back with your Gatling phasers. Please stop. I just want to make more money.
Ship is ours.
Oh, thank you. Whew, that was close. Alrighty. Time to bombard a planet. Okay, what needs repairing? This.
Repairing warp
And
engines.
this. And this. So we already know that we can't get through using our scatterpack missiles. So we basically have to siege. The problem is this time we don't have 3 ships with us, we just have the 1. So I'm gonna bet... Actually, I'm gonna let him in first. If he gets within a range of 30 first, maybe the planet will target him before it targets me. But he does have a Hellbore, and if he can use that Hellbore... He can... No, the planet's going to focus me, isn't he? He can use that Hellbore to attack any location on the planet that is the weakest shield. So that'll be helpful. Photon torpedoes, proximity, engage. Hey, we got a couple of hits. It's lovely. Maximum electronic countermeasure. I don't want him having any ability to spoof my targeting systems. I want him crying and wondering how we are able to see through every single one of his facades. More photons. Can't get the plasmas involved. Although I am way too close. What the hell am I thinking? I'm at a range of 12. Although he's not shooting his phaser 4s at me just yet. So, not sure why. But seriously, from this range, those phaser 4s could tear right through us and annihilate this ship. So I'm not quite sure what he's doing. Alright, here comes the part that I hate the most, but hey, as long as I'm sort of taking up the fire for him. Oh, actually, maybe not. Maybe this is the weakest shield. Because that's where the Hellwars seem to focus themselves on. Out of the plasma. Maybe we'll get lucky on something. I mean, it deals like 1 damage, but still. Probe! No, he's buffing this to the max. This shield is about to collapse, though. So if I want to cut through, I've got to actually use everything. Yeah, he's cut through. So that's 1 face open. I'm going to get nice and close, within a range of 10. You're keen that range? I'd like to get closer, but I can be easily destroyed from well far out. Normally, the range I like to hold at is about 15, 17. Because that tends to be a little bit safer. Okay, that was everything I got, and it was just enough. Lovely. Alright, so I'm just going to keep firing everything. No reason not to. Nope, he recovered his shields. So we're going to have to use even more firepower. I thought I had gotten through. I had not. Fire, fire, fire. Knock down the shields. Get closer. Closer is the... Oh, no, we're through. Okay, lovely. You know, if he decides to shoot me, like, he will destroy my ship instantaneously. Like, he has 16 phaser 4s. Or 8 phaser 4s. The amount of damage that is hilariously high. So I have no idea why I'm not dead yet. I am literally baffled by it. But if you're not going to shoot me, I'm going to take advantage of that as best as I can. Because the closer I am, the faster I can bombard the planet. And the faster I can bombard the planet, the less time this mission will take. Now he is, of course, shooting through an open shield of mine because the planet is so large that it actually wraps around more shield facings than I actually have looking at him. Which means if I want to bring my starboard weapons to bear, I'm going to have to, you know, turn in such a way. Surprise! Okay, we've done a pretty significant amount of damage. Have we killed him yet, though? Marines, how many you got left? 3, 2, we're there. Okay, so that worked out better than I anticipated. Can I please get a dreadnought now? Run! Run from the planet. I don't want to be that close. We'll let the Marines handle the thing. They should be fine. We're done. We can live safely. Safe and sound without a care in the world. Lovely. The ship is ours. I gotta get out of this ship. This ship is driving me crazy. Because it's a weird combination of being too close range because of the certain weapons that it has, but at the same time, it's a Federation ship, so it's designed for long range. The Plasma F doesn't really jive with the photon torpedoes unless you want to get into point blank. Okay, so we have 5,252. How much is my ship worth? Ooh. 1,500, which I suppose I can trade in for 1. So essentially we have 62. And we need 7. Right? Huh. All the other dreadnoughts have dropped off the face of the map. That is disappointing in the extreme. Oh, well, oh, nope, there's one. Yeah, I don't have enough. Soon, though. We're starting to get there. So we are almost close enough in order to start affording a battleship. Well, not a battleship, but a dreadnought. I have enough Marines to go in a little bit longer, but I'm going to fully stock up on them because we've been using them to capture more ships. And it's been helping, but it also means we're going through them a little bit faster than we otherwise normally would. Sure, let's ambush. Let's dive on top of somebody's ambush.
Battle stations.
Really? Aren't you adorable? Who do we got for our escort? Oh, we've got one of our carriers. So this is a strike carrier, is it? Oh, I didn't realize the HVX was using the that particular model. But yeah, we've got a carrier alongside with us. A heavy X-type. Slow down speed of time. And, oh, you're in stealth mode. Okay. And you're traveling too slow for me to hit you under normal circumstances with heavy weapons. Might as well shoot at him. He's traveling so slowly, it's going to take him forever to actually pass by me. So, oh, he's traveling at a speed of 6.1. Good for him. He's really picked up the pace. Blistering speed and great maneuverability. The moment he comes out of cloak, I will be able to grab onto him and do very nasty things to him. Pass me. Get in front of him. Wow, you actually hit that. Pretty good. Because he's not ready. He's going another high energy turn. Damaging him more. The joys of anti-cloak combat. Get back here. You get back here. Stay within my range. Okay, he's engine doubling for sure. The reason I want to make sure that he stays within my range is because the moment he comes out of cloak, I'm going to have a tractor beam just locked right onto him. Hi, buddy. Yeah, that. So that was the plan all along, and it worked out quite nicely once we actually got it executed. Just took him a little while before he finally realized that, hey, skulking around a cloak isn't going to help anything. 150 prestige. Drop down here. Put more pressure on the planet. No. Screw you. I will take the 100 prestige penalty. I'm not taking an anomaly. Not today. Planetary assault? Yeah, maybe we'll get lucky. Cross your fingers for the luck. It would be nice to have a ship search button. Shipyard screens. Yeah, it'd be nice if there were more filters that we could, like, say, hey, I only want to be looking at dreadnoughts, or I only want to be looking at light cruisers, that sort of thing. Oh, good, it's an undefended planet. And we brought the Hurdle with us. And it's a D5D. So we can abuse him a little bit. By a little bit, I mean a lot. So let's increase the speed of time. Hopefully he doesn't have a friend, but I'm willing to bet that he does. I mean, he's only a D5D. So I have to imagine that he has a buddy. Or not. Okay, that's lovely. Awesome. Forward shield up. Start this. Reinforce the forward shield. Like so. Double check that this is going. It is. Click this. So we have maximum countermeasure going out. And I'll be looking at this. And this. That's what I wanted. The power screen. No, wait for it. Turn towards me. You coward. And capture. So a decent amount of damage and then the plasma torpedoes get involved. He was able to hold off some of that. He no longer has a shuttle bay, so he's now vulnerable to lots of other fire. Put 100 torpedoes to normal. Freeze up a whole bunch of power. Ooh, interesting. Kind of figured you'd do that. But you know what? I can outrun your missiles. There we go. This ship has such terrible acceleration, though, I've noticed. We really ought to do something about that. There we go. Alright, so we've taken care of the missiles, and now we can come back in. I don't know how that's going to work. Yeah, I thought that these AMDs would absolutely butcher all of the fighters. The fighters aren't all that useful, though, to us when attacking the planet. Because the planet... Well, the fighters won't get close enough to the planet to actually do anything about it. Wow, you are just booking it. I mean, I know I was just doing that, but still. Not cool, man. Be polite. There we go. And now we cruise to the planet. Need time to get our phasic capacitor charge. Hey, we got a scatter pack ready. Let's get a second one going. So that I can just start dumping them on the planet. Now, the planet does have 8 phaser 3s and the tractor beams, but at least I think it has tractor beams, does it? We'll find out. Yeah, it does. I thought it did. They're going to park right next to it, and then we're just going to bombard the crap out of it. And we shoot fast enough, we should be able to conquer most of it.
Shuttle ready.
Probably should have tried to save that ship, but at the end of the day, I didn't want to bother. I was lazy, I'll admit it. Pull ourselves into range. Don't want to get pulling too quickly, of course, because that's how you accidentally run into planets. Stop, and we stopped just outside. So this is the first of our scatter packs. He has enough to defend all of it, but if we shoot fast enough, we might actually destroy his point defense. Or his... There we go. So his tractor beams are down. How many Marines you got? I'll get it eventually. 9, 8, 5. Just a little bit more and we've got it. 3 more to be in fact. Really, technically 2 we could do with. Because we have 4 Marines, and if he's down to 2 or 3, we can still potentially take him. That'll be another 495 prestige. Nice and easy to take and work with. And we'll just start turning the ship and get ready to leave. But I really would like a different ship. And I'd like to get that different ship today. But I'm not sure we're going to be able to do it. Although I need to remember that if we sell this ship, we can make about 1,100 off of it. Because you've got to buy it. It can't be the last ship that you sell. So we can't get the full trade-in price of the normal vessel. So we'll have to buy a small ship, then trade this ship in, then buy the next big ship, and then sell the small ship. And so you lose a little bit of cash in that, but it works out more or less, sort of, kind of. You wish it worked out better, but it doesn't. 300 more prestige. Maybe sometime soon we'll also get a level up. Because once you hit a level up, we'll be given a fairly decent chunk of change, and that'll help out it quite a bit. Alright, what do we got? Looks like we've got frigate. A whole bunch of frigates. Okay, we can deal with that. Take a look at the frigates. You're probably the biggest one. Okay, so we got 2 of those. Alright. Ain't we just terrifying. They are powering up. They've identified the threat. It's not going to save them. That's really not going to save them. There we go. Probably should rush on this guy because he's closer. We just want to get everybody dead as soon as possible. More speed. All the speed. Okay, so all of them select. Minus the missiles. Minus the plasma. Because the plasma we can fire sort of as a last ditch through attack. So that'll work out quite nicely. And dead. Lovely. That was the plan. Oh, it's a bird of prey. You don't see these very often. So the E3Y is the proper bird of prey class. The Burrell. And then we'll fire a pair of plasma torpedoes his way. It's a good day to die. Yes, indeed. He shall die. Like a dog.
Hull damage.
Oh, we're gonna need more than that. I don't know if the missiles will actually kill him. Although we did take out his AMD, so that should help. It did. Lovely. On to, I suppose, you.
Shuttle ready.
Oh, no point defense? You don't say have that. That might work out. You, on the other hand, could cause many, many problems for that. Well, not many, many problems. Some. Okay. So, the IKV Watchman. Terrible movie. Fire.
Hull damage.
Mostly dead. Do you have enough phasers to actually handle anything? I mean, I know you have 4 phaser 2s, but
They're taking hull
I was
damage.
hoping you'd actually die, if I'm completely honest. Do you think we could have a do-over and you could just, like, die this time? That way I won't have to put any effort into it. He's dead. He hasn't realized it yet, but he's dead. Alright. Photon torpedoes. Oh, wait. Whoops. I forgot to turn off the overload of photon torpedoes. That's why my weapons are being so slow to charge. But if I can hit them hard enough, then that won't be a problem.
Hull damage.
Like so. Alright. Over to this guy, who is mostly dead, but slightly alive. And we need to reverse that. And once we get the plasma torpedoes actually within range, he should be no more.
Badly
Huh,
damaged.
he's still more. There we go. Alright, successfully done with that. That's another 300 prestige. Probably not going to be a level up, although I can dream. Because if it was a level up, oh, so good. But no, it won't be. So we just need to give this a little bit of time. Alright, we are almost to a break point. Planetary assault, we'll risk it. We will risk it not being a PLPH, because if it's not, then we got it. If it is, then we're
Battle stations.
gonna be here for a month. PL-17, we have no allies. Still running off against a D5 XP. How many Marines I got? 28. I can make that work. I can make that work, okay. This will be the goal. The goal is to murder absolutely everybody and make sure that there's nobody left at the end of it. Let's see if we can accomplish said goal. Power screen. Start stealing from the power. So we need to hit him like a truck, beam our people over, hope that he's alone, because if he's got a friend, then that's going to make life a lot more difficult. Not impossible, just more difficult. So it doesn't look like he's got a buddy, otherwise we would have seen him by now. Alright, so all weapons are charged, ready to rock. Tractor beam is working, yes? Yes, okay. Okay, let's get ready for this. Gonna slow down the speed of time a little bit. Back to normal. Slow down the ship a little bit to give us some more defenses. Be ready on our marine count. Come back over here, please. I have a desire to capture you. So I'm waiting. Also, I have a desire to make sure that you don't avoid my plasma torpedoes. 5...
Damage past their shields.
Damn it. It's not gonna work. Not for another salvo, anyway. Which he should be... Yeah, he's gonna be able to shut this off without too much trouble. I need one more phaser barrage on him. Ow. You're hurting me. Stop. Photon torpedoes to normal. Free up all that forward shield power. Be watching that forward shield too while we're at it. Come on. That's what I needed. Got him. He's ours. Alright, onto the planet. We can ignore him for now. Okay, you need to stop doing that. That was rude and extremely unprofessional. Just be captured and be happy about it. But wait for it just a little bit more for our Marines to finish doing the job. You're not getting away, buddy. I'm gonna ignore him.
Ship is ours.
Alright, lovely. So onto the planet. The planet is undefended because it does not have a PLPH signature for it. It's just a PL, which means, of course, the 8 Phaser 4s, or 8, not 8 Phaser 4s, that would actually be fairly decently defended. But no, the 8 Phaser 3s, which as long as we stay outside of a distance of 2.99, we're perfectly fine about. You do not join the formation. Just actually, no, you could, but don't bother. You're not going to be able to add a whole ton. So we've captured him. We'll capture the planet. It'll all be great. Everyone will cheer. Parades and all that. Start to slow down. Okay, we're not going to do that. Oh, good. We're already charging that. Maybe we didn't need to slow down quite so soon. Just wanted to make sure that we didn't die, though. 6. Get me within 5, please. That's when our phasers start becoming the most effective. Right, lovely. Turn off the missile launcher because there's no point. And photon torpedoes to overload. Phasers. Just start laying waste to everything. It's got 18 Marines on planet. Phasers plus plasma plus photons equals happy days. 16. As long as we just keep bombarding them hard enough. Wait, how do you have an attack shift of 1? Oh, do I not have enough power to actually charge that? Huh, I don't. That's more than a little amusing to me. Wow, we significantly lacked the charge for that. That helped. I turned off the tractors. So we've knocked out most of his weapons. We can start firing the missiles as well. Although it's kind of wasteful, but at this point I think I'm going to be able to get into a larger ship after this mission. One more. Come on, just a little bit more. There we go. Send the Marines. Alright, that worked. So that was an excellently successful mission. Very happy with how that one turned out. So we should be able to get a little bit of work done there. So with any luck, that'll give us a significant amount of cash. If we're really lucky, we'll also get the level up. We won't, but if we were super lucky, we'd get the level up too. But then we can sell this ship, and then that might get us up to a DNHX. Which, to be honest, I'm not super sure the DNHX is the ship that we want. Just purely from an aesthetics standpoint, because we're going from one of the not-so-great-looking ships to another not-so-great-looking ship. I mean, it's great, but it's... well, you'll see. Supply, shipyard, high. So I have about 7,800. Assuming I can get a cheap enough ship. There's a PCG. There's the DNHX. I have enough. Okay, cheapest ship on the block. 488. Is 488 seriously the cheapest thing on the block? Holy crap. Okay, so I need 72, which means I need 6. And my ship is currently worth... I can do it. Okay. Let's do it. Let's not pass up this opportunity. Buy. Supply. Trade in. Shipyard. Where is it? Where is it? TNHX. Buy. Supply. Trade in. Alright. It's been a while. It took us the entire episode, but we're here. So we have upgraded to a DNHX. So from a battlecruiser to a heavy dreadnought. And we're going to do a mission in our brand new DNHX. And if you have not seen the DNHX yet, well, I hope that you enjoy it. Because I certainly did when I picked it. And can't quite afford all that. We'll do that. That'll be fine. We have 4 prestige left. Off to fight. Mission. I'd rather it just be a straight up battle. No, that's not fun either. I guess we're stuck on a planetary result. Alright, so let's do this. We've finally moved up to a ship.
Red alert.
Alrighty, overload all systems. Can I actually manage that? Not quite. What are we staring at? Also dreadnought and a planet. So, we have our DNHX. So it is, of course, the Galaxy X refit from All Good Things. Which, yeah, I think it's quite nice. It's a fairly decent ship. It's not the most brilliant looking ship that we have in terms of model quality. The regular Galaxy is actually a little bit better than this. But it is a fairly nice vessel. And also armed to the gills. So, let's go win a war. 2 C9X dreadnoughts for us to focus on. Let's get the forward shield reinforced to a level of perfection and firepower. Because otherwise he's going to get killed and we don't want that to happen. Vanguard, are you not a fan of the Galaxy X? Is that what I'm reading in that statement? Shall we engage with long-range missiles? I think not. I don't think our 6 missiles would make through. We'll just wait until we actually show up and break him into little tiny pieces. Photon torpedoes are overloaded. Really, we're set to maximum overload on basically everything. So on speed of time. So, photon torpedoes. Phaser follow-up. Tractor beams active. Get a nice little turn going on here. Photon torpedoes to normal. Get our aft-firing phasers to fire. Oh, looks like he dumped a wild weasel. How unfortunate. Because that'll actually keep him in the game for a little while longer. Phasers are ready to rock and roll again. Make sure that they're overloaded. And get quite a bit of damage on through. I don't want to complete this turn because I've got a very weak shield. Let's keep circling away. Are you going to pull into me? I was hoping you wouldn't. Surprise! Hey, that's the crash stop I wanted. So that just forced him to give up all of his initiative. Now, not as much as I'd like, because he actually had the missile hit him. So because of that, we're not going to be able to totally abuse him, but we can work with it. That weakened my shields rather considerably. And we're traveling too fast for all of our weapons, unfortunately. It's a bit of a problem. Should probably start targeting him, though. Yeah, you're going to hit that mine. He didn't seem to care. Okay, forward shields of his are down. Missiles. Oh, damn it. What a waste. We're going to slowly see if we can't just survive with enough forward shield reinforcement. Give me more power to the forward shield. Cutting through with even more. Doing a fairly decent job there, although our phaser capacitor is basically empty. I'm throwing pretty much all of my power into the forward shields just to be able to hold off what he's about to throw our way. So, it's a worthwhile endeavor. Because that'll keep us fighting and intact. Just need... I'd love to go a little bit faster. I can go 1 point of power faster. Forward shields, standing strong. I've got a couple of phasers to engage with. Point defense systems handling this admirably. And have I cleared the mines? I did, okay. Fire the missiles. We probably should be able to shoot them all down. And photon torpedoes. Okay, forward shields is down, so we don't need to bother with that anymore. Full power to the phaser capacitor. And strike them as we pass through. By the way, are you a PL or PLPH? You're a PL too. Haha, nice. That'll be great. That'll be relatively easy to take. Fix this, and then that, and then that. 5 more missiles. They're almost ready to fire anyway. So dueling it with 2 dreadnoughts instead of just 1. Well, looks like he's mostly taken care of. Ooh, that's unfortunate. Bring it about. Let's bring our phasers back on, because that's the source of our main weapons, unfortunately. It'd be nice to say that, no, our main primary weapons are our photon torpedoes, but that is not the case at all. Okay, bring this shield down so I got the forward shield back up a little bit more. Do you need ECCM when shooting a planet? Yes. Well, you don't need it, but planets will put out their own ECM, so that makes it harder in order to actually get accurate shots on them, so you'll want to. But welcome to the Streamline Mobber. So we're just going to come up here and break him, hopefully, with this one. That did not break him as much as I had been hoping for, but a lot of photon torpedoes. Oh, never mind. I just realized we did 74 damage to him. That's not terrible at all. Still managing to shoot down all my missiles. Not happy about that. Get out of my stern. There's not much I can do about it, unfortunately, because he is, after all, a Klingon dreadnought. And Klingon dreadnoughts, well known for their maneuverability. Klingon ships in general, known for their maneuverability. Can I actually damage that guy? Oh, that AMD should be dead. Or at least mostly. He should only have 1 AMD left. Got him. On to the last one. Oh, you're mine. Send a probe. You still have an AMD. That is unfortunate. He'll come in with phasers. It'll be great. Gonna shoot all those missiles. It's not gonna help him. Fix that. Fix that. Phasers engaged. He's dead. And that, and then that, and then that, and then that. And there. Why aren't you capturing it anywhere? Because we picked up the dreadnought that we wanted. So we don't need to. Also because I wanted to enjoy it. Do you think dreadnoughts would give a fair amount of prestige? Yeah. Eventually we'll focus on it. Also, I didn't want to take a whole heck of a lot of extra time. I just want to zip along to the planet itself, bombard it into, well, basically scrap, and then move on. With our brand new dreadnought. Quite happy we got it. Although, to be fair, it was a well, not to be fair, but the last time we had a Federation Heavy Dreadnought, we ran into the Intergalactic Dreadnought, and that did not end well for our Federation Heavy Dreadnought. This was back during Season 1. I think it was one of the first Dreadnoughts we ever got, and things just did not go as we had envisioned them. We had plans, oh, such great plans, and then they did not turn out. Okay, let's start slowing down. No, not too much. I do want to actually get to this planet to bombard it. And in order to do that, fire the proximities. Get that underway. I hate driving up to this planet. This planet in particular, with its swooping ring system. Because I always worried that I'm going to bump into it. Okay, I'll stop. We're going to stop right here and engage. Picked off quite a few of those. You're not allowed to do that. Photon torpedo is normal. Just going to keep blasting at you with all the weapons. But it's a little sad that we can only control that few missiles. Okay, we've knocked out his defenses. Marines. Go conquer me a planet. This time we're putting over a lot of Marines. Although, actually, not as many as I thought. We've only got 5 transporters as opposed to the 4 we had on our BCG. I would have expected more like, you know, the full 6 or 12 or 10. Something like that. Federation don't really believe, though, in, I guess, attacking somebody in such a manner. Oh, another one. There we go. Alrighty. So, not terrible. We did take a little more damage than we wanted, but not awful at all. Card was the best. I agree, Sharkwolf. Alright, folks. It has been 2 hours of streaming. We got promoted to Admiral. So we are now a full Admiral. Not the Fleet Admiral, though, but we are as a full Admiral, which gave us a fairly decent amount of prestige. We could actually start buying, you know, support vessels like steam runners and the like. But that's actually going to do it for today's episode. I think we did a lot of good things. We had a lot of luck. Well, not a lot of luck. We also ground through a lot of things in order to make our way all the way up to the top. And we all deserve a round of applause, a pat on the back. But yeah, that's going to do it for today's stream. Glad everybody could join us. It's always fun to have people around. Just sort of talk, chat, have a good time. And yeah, I've been Tarek. If you like this sort of content, maybe check out the rest of the channel. If you're watching over on Twitch, I just got here. I'm sorry, Sharkwolf, but it's been streaming for the period that we wanted to stream for. Unfortunately, you were just a little bit late. I'm sorry. Normally, we begin our streams at 5 o'clock. But yeah, if you're watching over on Twitch, we have a YouTube channel. If you look up Tirak and Starfleet Command, you'll run into them immediately. We play Starfleet Command. We also play a game called Battletech. Right now, we're in the middle of our Urban Warfare campaign. We stream on Wednesdays at 5 o'clock for about 2 hours. We stream our Starfleet Command The Next Generation mod sort of work-in-progress build. And then on Saturdays, we stream Battletech for about 2 hours at the same time. So yeah, if you want to catch any more of that content, maybe head over to YouTube. You can check out the rest of the channel. We release videos every single day. We have a good time with it. Maybe you'll have a good time with it as well. Laurendale, are you still in the chat? Because if you are, there's something I have special for you. If not, that's fine. You'll see it next week, perhaps. But just give me a holler if you're still actually sitting in chat while I go ahead and save this. Because I had been working on something. And I think you may appreciate it. So we'll save that as the TNG campaign. Back out. Check mark that. Back to that. I think he's gone. That's okay. That will be okay. Customize. This will be the very last thing I do after half the people have left, but that's okay. Because I just wanted to show this off because I got very happy that I finally got it in. Yeah, this is our new Defiant. If you have watched any of the older streams, you may have seen a Defiant that was not this good. This Defiant is absolutely gorgeous, and I'm very, very happy that I finally had the time to get this thing put in. But this is just top quality. Hi, Shark. We're doing this just for you then. But yeah, this right here is top quality. It's beautiful in every single way. And it is a little bit smaller. I'm not sure I've dialed in the size quite perfectly just yet, but it is closer to what we're looking for in terms of the size for it. I kind of want to use more of its cannon design of how tiny it's supposed to be, which, you know, it looks kind of close to what we're supposed to be. So, but it may need a little bit more work on it. But yeah, it is a beauty. An absolutely gorgeous model. And the old one wasn't a slouch. It wasn't a bad model. It just, the texture just wasn't nearly this good. So I'm very happy that we got this one all set up. So yeah, this will be just sort of the last thing we do. It's sort of a sneak peek for all the people who still hang around when I say that I'm leaving. Yeah. But I'm very, very happy about this Defiant. I like the little bit of a darker camo on it. Alright, now that actually is going to be the end of the stream. I'm glad everybody could join us. I've been Tarek. You all know the whole deal, the whole spiel about it. Like, subscribe. If you're on Twitch, follow. If you're on Twitch, thanks a lot. I mean, we only just started streaming on there, and so people over there following helps out the channel as we move towards maybe becoming a Twitch partner eventually. But yeah, and I'll see you all in the next episode.